Okay, thank you for joining us in the first training for our longevity and regeneration initiative. We're welcoming the coaches who are 50 and older into the space. If you're a younger coach, you're welcome to join too, because at some point you will be using this information for yourself and your clients. We want to start off this morning with some breathing, some meditation, and some centering, just about 10 or 15 minutes, just so we can really um, bring our energy, purge our energy into the space. Okay. So, the first thing that I want you to do, if you can, take your shoes off and put your feet on the ground or on the carpet or on the floor so that you can feel the essence of the energy rising up into your body from the floor, from the earth. Dr. Tammy is over there in Costa Rica. She can do all of that earthing. I love that. Okay, so we're going to sit straight up as much as we can so that we can feel air coming up into us from our I was trying to think of that word that each likes to say, shando, bring it up. But the first thing I want you to do is to notice, put your hand on your belly, and I want you to push your stomach out and notice that when you breathe in, you're supposed to have your stomach come out. And when you exhale, your stomach is to go in. For those of you that are short on breath, don't do this for an extended period of time. Just do one breath, pay attention to your breath, but just allow a little bit of increase, okay? Don't push it. And this is something that you want to remind your older clients about, because if too much oxygen comes into them, they could get lightheaded, right? And if they keep going, they could pass out because that's too much oxygen. That's why when you go to the doctor, they usually have you take one breath. Okay, so I want you to know that it's okay to have a shallow breath, but still have it go into your belly. Okay, we want you to activate that area. Okay, so we're just going to breathe in through our nose, having our stomach expand, and we're exhaling through our nose. And then pushing in gently. One more time, breathe in through the nose. And you're going to hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, pushing in and holding 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the nose and hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale and hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe in slow and deep. And hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold 2, 3. And now from here, just breathe naturally. Allow your breath to just really relax your body. The idea is to feel that relaxation flowing through you. And we're going to start with our toes. Wiggle your toes. Tell your toes to relax. Feel the relaxation come up through your toes into your feet, staying with your breath, slow and easy, natural. Bring in the relaxation up into your ankles. Talk to your body. Tell it to relax. Relax your calf. Bring that energy up into your knees. Relax your knees, the back of your knees. Breathing, relaxing, bringing that relaxation into your thighs. Letting go. Allowing the relaxation to come into your hips, your pelvic area, your lower abdomen. Relaxing. Letting go. bringing that energy up into your lower back, into your abdomen, your chest, relaxing, letting go up into your upper back, your shoulders. Tell your shoulders to relax, your arms, your elbow, your hands, breathing. Feel the relaxation. Feel your body responding. Your fingertips relaxing. Allowing the relaxation to go into your neck. Releasing the vessels in your neck, the nape of your neck, your throat. Relaxing. Relaxing your jaw area, your face. Relax behind your ears, your forehead, your scalp. Allowing the relaxation to flow throughout as you breathe and relax. Allow the self to feel completely surrendered into itself. Now I want you to imagine that at the top of your head, your crown chakra allows the light from the cosmos to come in and give you energy. Energy is always coming to us from the sun, from the wind, from the rain. It's all coming into us, into our crown chakra, and it's all coming into us from the ground. When our feet are touching the ground, we can feel the seeds merging into ourselves. Allow yourself to connect from the bottom to the top, relaxing. And now take a moment to just scan your body. Any place there is discomfort, go into that area and breathe and tell it to relax. Send that light energy from the cosmos to that area. See the light circulating around that area, circulating, bringing energy, going around and around and around, putting energy, healing energy into that area, making it feel whole, restored, new, perfect. Allow yourself to access this energy now and whenever you need it. Do a body scan daily to nurture yourself. Relaxing, feeling the energy coming in, allowing that light energy to restore and generate you. It's regenerating your serotonin, your dopamine, all of it is nurtured. Melatonin, relaxing, feeling the peace. This is your body. This is your magical temple. Everything that you need is stored right here inside you. You can activate it with a thought. You can activate it with a vision. You can activate it with music. You can activate it with movement. This is your magical temple. Just remember to close your eyes and go within. That's where all of your secrets lie. Just for you. You have everything you need right there. Mm. you to come back to this side of consciousness. Bring yourself back into the space. Rub your body if you need to. Rub your hands together. Bring yourself back over easy and light. All the energy that you need is still available to you. Very alive, very awake, very nurtured, very energized, very excited, very peaceful, but still relaxed. Wonderful. All right, how was that?
Cool.
Good.
Yes, yes, wonderful.
Refreshing.
Yeah, we have to remember, I said we need to probably get together once a week just to do that.
Oh,
You know, because we're the busybodies, Dr. Payne, even though I know that you're recuperating, you're still busy recuperating,
really, I am busy recuperating. And it's just because we're talking about this, I experienced quite a bit of this in the hospital. I was in there for almost a month. And I mean, not directed at me, but at the people there who need an advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves. Because I'm telling you, I witnessed some shit. So, I
Yeah.
know the Lord did something for me that, I got stuff to write and talk about, and I'm still processing on myself, but we'll talk about it.
Wonderful. And that's the input that we want too, Dr. Payne. We want that input from you. We from all of us, because all of us are in this stage that we're going to be talking to our clients through, right? So, part of this training is to activate us to be the advocates that you're speaking about, right? It's to bring our attention and awareness to the things that need to be done for our elders.
Yeah.
So this is the Master Force Training, Longevity, and Regeneration Initiative. And I know I've said this, welcome to Master Force International Leadership Academy, Longevity and Regeneration Training, Phase 1, laying the groundwork. So you know that we have to create the processes. Now, I shouldn't say create, recreate, rename, revision those processes, because we already have a lot of what people need, don't we? We already have it, okay? So now we've already begun with the breathing, the meditation, and the centering. I'm going to suggest that when you start working with your clients, that you actually do add this as one of your beginning process. You don't have to take as long as we did. You can do it 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. If you want to, you can create your own, meditation or audio that you can just put on for them or whatever, so that they can use that too. But we want to get people used to centering themselves so that they can actually feel their own power. Okay. So that's just a thought to keep in mind. I love this picture because this is part of our work to put these smiles back on the face of people as we age, right? People are only worried about their challenges, their problems, their concerns, and we want them to be excited about living. So how do we get them to do that? Now, I noticed that you all didn't participate in my experiment, right? The experiment was for you guys to either put in one cotton ball, right? Dr. Payne, you got your cotton ball in?
Now,
Hey, but you didn't take off your glasses, Dr. Payne. You said you're going to just do one.
It said you could do one of the three. Okay.
I took my
Amanda,
glasses.
you took off your glasses.
I took my
Dr.
glasses
Tammy,
off.
what did you do? Did you take off your glasses? What'd you do? You got on gloves?
So Musha, so I said, well, I mean, I probably overthought about it, but I already have hearing loss in my right ear. So I said, but I have on earbuds, so
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 here
that
is the
clouds
point. That's right, because that was the idea, right? When I studied gerontology in college, right? The study of aging. That was one of my minors. And one of the things that we did was we did different experiments. Every time we came in class, it was a new kind of experience. One time we even ate baby food so that we can simulate that the taste buds begin to leave as you get a certain age. And this is what caused a lot of elder people to over season their food. Now, here's the thing. We can retrain those, because actually, if you add olive oil daily, sesame seeds daily, they regenerate the cells in the mouth. You don't have to lose the taste, but people don't tell us that. And we'll retrain some of those, right, as we go through. But when you're first starting to deal with people, you want to know that this is the disadvantage or the level of care that we're walking into. You're walking into somebody that may not be able to hear fully. So you want to actually accommodate for that, right? They may not be able to see you. They may not be able to feel the keyboard, depending on what you're teaching, okay? So here in the experiment, it was like, how did you feel not being able to hear effectively? So Tammy, when you can't hear effectively, how do you feel? How does that make you feel when you're in a situation when hearing is very important for you?
Yes, so I am very uncomfortable, and my confidence level goes down because as I'm aging, I have seen how my hearing is becoming more and more, decreased, um, and and it's embarrassing because I may be having a face-to-face conversation and I'll miss certain words because deep sounds are what I miss depending on who I'm speaking with. And I ask them, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah.
And like with my partner, he gets frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that doesn't make me feel good. But I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I keep reminding him, you have a deep voice. And so I can be standing here. It's not that I'm not paying attention.
Yes.
I just miss deep tone. So that can be a little embarrassing. And my
Mm-hmm.
self confidence gets hit sometime because of that.
Now, do you mind if I work with you just a little bit, Dr. Tammy?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, is there anyone in your family that has hearing loss or has had hearing loss as they aged?
Not that I'm aware of.
So your father's hearing, your mother's hearing, your aunties, your grandmother, all of them maintained hearing throughout, or maybe they didn't speak about it, but as for what you know,
That's
they had.
the thing.
Okay. Did you have any injury to the right side of your face or anything as you were growing up?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did.
In college, I was at a concert, and I was by a speaker. And right away, when I left out, I noticed that my hearing, but I thought it would come back. I just thought, wow, it was loud. But
Excellent.
that's when it occurred.
That's when that occurred. Excellent. So just as an experiment, I'm going to ask you that you kind of choose to do this as we go through this, so that maybe you can give us some feedback. Now, have you ever used Moline in your ear?
Moline,
It's an
no.
oil, Moline, Mullein.
Oh yeah, Mullen. I
Mullen.
no, I yeah, yeah, Moline Mullen. I'm sorry.
No,
I
no, that's
have
fine.
it orally, but I've never put it in my ear.
Okay, so yeah, just a drop and with a cotton ball, and then just massage it, and then also for at least 30 days, use a hearing loss restoration binaural beat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, and then let's just see over time to restore that. Okay, and then
Okay.
just talk to it, because remember, the body responds to your conversations about it, right? I remember one morning waking up with no vision in my eye, right? It was like dark. Like I could see images, but it was dark. And I was like, oh, what is that? And I walked to the bathroom and I put my hand over this side and it was dark. I was like, whoa, and it was light here, dark. And I said, okay. And I went and found a binaural beat immediately and went into meditation on it, and then, when I woke back up, I was good. So we want to use those processes so that we can teach them. Okay. Does that help, Dr. Tammy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for this, because it
Yes.
just was something I observed. And now that I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, it's becoming more and more,
And look,
whereas
and we
back
put
then-
shame around it. We put shame around it, don't we? I'm embarrassed.
Absolutely.
And so then we don't talk about it. So I also want to create this space where we can actually use it as our, where we can come and stir the pot. This is going on. Oh, well, let's try this. This is going on. Well, let's try this. And we use it as our own creation, our creative lab, because we have
Yes.
everything that we need. Okay.
Everything that we need.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Now, and so you did say, because the question was, did your participation change because you couldn't hear? Yeah, you were like, you're having to explain yourself and everything, And then what was it like to not be able to connect with your fingers? Now, I don't know, no one did anything with the fingers, but imagine people who can't feel. This is a circulation issue. Alanda, you were going to say something about that?
Yes. So winter, for the last, and
Yes.
I know the cup, because in the last couple of years since the COVID, because I told you I did that one shot, but I did all these things to combat it, because we was gonna get on a plane. Anyway, the circulation in my fingertips in the wintertime is so, all of it, you can't feel anything. So I actually use it an advantage because I can touch hot stuff. But it's very weird because I learned how to use it, but it's the white, all you can see is white, like right here. So I have to go on, but it is annoying because it started tingling after a while once I started using, but my hands will turn completely colorless. And maybe right up here is white and the rest of you. So I have to massage my hands, get some water, run it on the water and just start doing, I started doing up, up and down, well, not up and down, you know what I mean? Like sending energy, bending down, getting my circulation flowing. And it's only in the wintertime that this happens. And this has been the last couple of years and very, I would say unsettling, but it is also annoying because sometimes I could just be sitting still and it'll just happen if it's cold out. If it's cold in here, and then, or if I'm anywhere and it's chilly, it happen. So that's why it's very, very, it's very weird that you had that in there. Like, what? That's an actual getting older thing.
Older. It can be an older thing. Alanda, I'm going to make you the co-pilot in case I'm talking and somebody comes in. Okay. Yes, it is, because now here's what's interesting though. Anytime, and Dr. Tammy, if I say something that I don't know what I'm talking about, please, please, please jump in there. But one of the things that happens with the circulation, sometimes the heart is not pumping effectively, right? So the circulation doesn't get to our fingers or our toes. Sometimes our toes start cramping or moving and folding together and all that. That is a circulation issue. So the first thing I want to ask people is, what is your magnesium intake like? Do you take magnesium daily? Do you, Alanda? Okay, magnesium
Not
is
daily,
one of the, magnesium is one of the, what do they say? The biggest deficit for most Americans. It's the biggest deficit, and it nurtures our heart.
Okay.
It nurtures our heart. It nurtures a lot of things. I think it says 600 different things that it nurtures. But when you start lacking in that at a huge deficit, your circulation is not going to reach your fingertips, your toes. And then is it, you know, this is what happens to a lot of people who have diabetic symptoms. And, you know, so it's not as much as an aging thing, except that after 60, the body does not create itself. You have to regenerate it. This is why we call it longevity and regeneration. You now have to take responsibility for the nurturing and the healing. When we're younger, it kind of turns over itself, boom, 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 and it slows down after 30. It begins to get slower and slower. And then after 60, it's like, boom, okay, you know. And if you don't eat right, if you don't exercise, if you don't supplement, you know, oh, Dr. Tammy say, I eat tamarind fruit every day now. Absolutely. You know, dates, pistachios, dark
dates.
chocolate.
I have dates. I have a bag of dates in here. That's okay.
Yep, dates. And then I take calcium as a supplement in a pill in the morning, but actually I take my supplements at noon because I do not eat anything before noon. Take my supplements before noon and anything, right? I just take my supplement at noon. I take magnesium, and then at night I take magnesium because at night it helps you to sleep. And then it'll make sure you have bowel movement, you know, in the morning. So magnesium I take, and then I'll take Calm, actually put a teaspoon of it in a glass of water or whatever, and I'll drink that to make sure that I get my rest. Calm, CALM. Calm.
Oh, okay. Well,
calcium,
magnesium.
Okay.
I have a liquid mineral that I take.
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, but see, I'm being specific.
Yeah.
You know, people say, oh, I take a multivitamin. As you get older, you have to overemphasize these supplements.
Yes, it's definitely a magnesium based, right? So it's mostly magnesium and calcium and something else.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if you take that once a day, you still need some other ones as we get older, because
so
again, we're already at a deficit.
So I need to take it twice.
Already,
so
2 or 3 times. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can I add to what you said?
Yes, please.
So I just want to add the awareness of our blood vessels as we are aging. So when you said we have to overdo it, because they're hardening, that's what's carrying the blood. We want to keep our blood vessels pliable. So we have to, like you said, Mushu, we have to overdo it, even when it comes to the water, of course, but jumping up and down. Because when you partake with all these minerals, you want to make sure it effectively gets into the bloodstream, but you also want to make sure the blood vessels are staying elastic. So it's helping to push the blood, helping overall with the circulation of those very minerals that we're inputting. So all of that is so important.
Thank you. Yes, it's also important. And we'll do more of this as we talk. The other thing about the vision, Alanda, you took your glasses off. Now I want you all to know that I did put vision, and I've been putting vision exercises into our group. Use those exercises. Okay, I still just, these are just readers. I still do not have medical, I cleared my astigmatism, whatever it is, years ago, right? And I do the exercise, and I can tell when I haven't eaten right or properly, because what happens, the vision begins to blur. So you have to go to your exercises, okay? So we want to use what we have so that we can then teach others, because part of it is that whole conversation. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Okay. And aging is not, we cannot use that as an excuse, because the cells in the body, the oldest organ is 11 months old. It regenerates. Our cells regenerate. So if we're getting old, it's because we're not regenerating. Okay, so this is on us. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So now in phase one, this is the overview. We're going to look at the vision, the mission, the issues, and then we're going to go through the areas of development, which are finances, retirement, health and fitness, social life, and then technology as well. Technology should be on there as for us, because that's an issue for elders. So now the vision, our vision, and I want you to see this with me. Our elders regain health, strength, flexibility, and freedom as they learn to regenerate their body through the teachings and methodologies of Master Force. Most of the time, and every time I think about this, I think about Teresa Lugo, who labels herself the mindset coach. This is a mindset. This is a mindset. We want to help people reset the conversation of aging. We're not going to go on to how we saw our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents age. Why? Because we now have more information. We have light. Information is light. We have love. Love is creativity. So when we say love, and light, we're creating information that's going to give us longevity. Okay? And then we want to talk about the mission. What is our mission? Our mission is to develop a team of coaches committed to serving clients in their senior years. We facilitate the life course for seniors with our online platform. So we're rewriting the life course and putting it in for seniors, and we're cutting it down into segments small enough for them to be able to go through with a coach on a weekly basis to learn how to recondition their thinking, right? We provide services to our clients in their senior years to assist them through retirement, health, financial security, technology, and social interactions. Can you all see that we can do this?
Mm-hmm.
Dr.
Yes,
Tang,
Yeah.
go ahead, Dr. Tammy. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no,
Dr.
I'm
Tammy,
sorry,
what-
Dr. Faye, go ahead.
No, I
I was
wasn't
just
going to
gonna
say
answer the
anything
question.
except I hear it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, yes. So I love the mission. And when you ask the question, can we see ourselves doing this? Instantly my brain went to my parents, my aunts, that are in their upper 70s and 80s. Can I do this? Right? So I was gonna say, do we have a certain age that, I know it's not about an age, but a certain, the target area? Because
Our
I'll just tell you
target,
what came up.
yeah. Okay, yeah, but our target is 60 and over. And so the coaches have to be at least 50. We cannot have 40-year-olds coaching 60-year-olds. Okay. So 50,
Right.
because 50 has some experience of noticing the change in their body, their environment, right? But 40s are still not quite there yet. They're still in, you know what I'm saying? So we're taking them on at 50, but 60 is when the body starts shutting down. So that's our target. But we go from 60, and we're dealing with centurions too, because
Okay.
the middle age is 75, Dr. Tammy.
Oh.
Middle age is 75. But we have been training ourselves and our people to die. So we have to revamp the conversation, right? People tell us, oh, you start doing this at that age. You start doing, the age ain't got nothing to do with it. I love what you shares always. She say, we on levels. These are levels.
Yeah.
These are levels. So your body might be on level 75, but physically you can be on 30 and 40.
Yes.
But you have to, Alanda, you talking, but you on mute.
Yeah, no, so I'm just saying, I see this every day in the white community because they have a large community. They have a 2-year waiting list for this yoga senior thing, and they have a large class. And these people are over 70 years old. Longevity that's their mission. However, that's part of, they already got it, like these particular boomers, they call them. But I noticed that there is also a larger amount of people that are in a healthy decline. So the ones that have like more money,
Yes.
they are the ones that are conscious are about how longevity works. So I am in a place where I see people that look like me that's aging, people that are Pacific Islanders, and Black and brown people, we are aging rapidly. Because I ran into a woman, and me and her, I told her I was 55, and she didn't believe me. She was like, "Oh, girl, I'm older than you," and she's actually 50. And I thought the woman was, very much older. But it's the mentality, because also I noticed at different levels of poverty, the institutions, church will start training you into this, going into this elderhood and I noticed here, I'm like, I want to get with them people, with the ones, this big community of these healthy folks, country club, pickleball.
Well, but you bring up a great point, Alanda, because we do want to work with the under-resourced community.
Yes.
This information doesn't get to our folks.
No.
You understand? We're the beacons. We have to bring it there. And sadly enough, it takes something, because they almost don't want to hear us.
No.
You understand?
It's
That's why we have to be the model of it. We have to model it. And Tammy said, Mooch, you model that so well.
You do.
I've been trained and developed by the universe.
So I'm gonna tell you, as much as you tell me I inspire you, watching you over the last 15 years has motivated me, because I have parents that are retired, and I just asked God for 70 years. Everything else is gravy. I'm sitting watching TV. That's what all I would know if I did not have you in my life modeling that that's not true. So your presence is so huge, and I'm not going to get emotional in my life more than you will ever know. That's what keeps me like, I'm excited about aging instead of saying, well, dog.
Well, and thanks for saying that. Thanks for saying that. That's right, Dr. Tammy. Thanks for saying that out loud, because it's really, one of the things that when I meet people at, 70 and 80, and they not only have they not fulfilled their life mission, they don't even know what their life mission is. So that means that their work is not done. How do we support them to fulfill on what they came here to do? And that's part of our mission too. We want to give them purpose. Not just a lag on, I'm just not trying to live, because when you try to live just to live, the weight of that is already too heavy. But when you live with purpose, that gets you up. Dr. Fain, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. She first one here. She said 7 o'clock. Let me go get my coffee. I just wanted to log on. You better believe it. I was so happy to see her. I said, that's what I'm talking about. And that be my inspiration right there. You understand me? Like, let me get on here. It's 7 o'clock. I can go back to bed if I want to, but I'm going to get on here. And that's how we have to do that. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go here. Now let's look at some statistics. The population size, as of 2023, there are approximately 56 million Americans aged 65 and older. This number is expected to grow significantly in the coming decades. The population aged 65 and older is projected to nearly double by 2060, reaching around 98 million. No wonder they're trying to play with the Social Security. You see that? So another part of our work, and we're going to include this, Alanda, in our financial piece for the elderly, is helping them to generate their wealth factor so that they're not into this codependency on this game that they play with Social Security, because that makes a person feel insecure. You play with my money and I done worked all my life and put it into this. So we want to help. That 98 million people on Social Security is huge, especially when you have a younger generation of people who say, I'm not going into them jobs.
Right, right, because they definitely ain't.
They not. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not building your corporation for you. I'm doing my own thing. Now we also say the proportion of total population in 2020, people age 65 and older made up 16%. 16% of the total US population. And by 2060, it's going to be 23%. The average life expectancy for Americans is around 77. Women generally live longer than men with the life expectancies of 80 and 74. Now, I'm emphasizing America because the American diet will kill you. You understand? The centurions that live over in Asia, Japan, you know, they eat differently from us. And that's what has them there. As a matter of fact, when I'm listening to Phil Valentine, he says, stop eating. Eating is killing you. Live off of fruits and vegetables and berries and nuts. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you know, I've been teaching this for 14 years. The number one cause of death, stress and food. That's heart disease.
That's food.
The number one killer in the U.S.
Yes. So we want to actually change that, okay? And we're going to, again, use ourselves as the models, okay? The centurions, the number of American age 100 and older is also increasing. As of 2023, there are over 90,000 centenarians in the US, and this number is projected to grow. The older population is becoming more racially and ethnically diverse by 2060. 45% of the older population is expected to be non-white, compared to 24% in 2020. Now, that speaks back to what you said earlier, Alanda, because if 45% of the older people are non-white, you know they're cutting services. Okay? You know they're cutting services. So we're going to work on that, okay? Just want to keep emphasizing that. Go ahead.
Ask a quick question. So I was just going to ask, what is causing this increase of centurions? Is this because of the medications that they're creating? What's the increase being driven by?
Right. So I don't know if it's the medications or for us, for our people, we tend to not trust doctors as much. So we tend to do differently. We try to learn from something. And so we kind of extend our own life when we start noticing something, right? And so we kind of take ourselves out of that, asking the doctors what to do. We'll find out from the doctors what's going on. And I've had this increase. People call me, you know, the doctor just told me I had diabetes and they want to put me on insulin. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? They know that there's something else.
So it's more awareness of our community is becoming more aware of the programming.
Yeah.
And now are reaching out to us for help because they realize that our ancestors' lives had been shortened with the introduction
on
of
purpose.
The
Absolutely.
pharmacy.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So they're starting to, and then the whole thing with the vaccination made people really aware, like these bugs are really openly trying to take us out. And they said, start with the Black people first. Do y'all remember they said that?
Yep.
And Black people lined up around the corner.
Here they started with the Pacific Islanders because there was more of them. So the Pacific Islanders, if you all don't know, they're the ones that came here because the Marshall Islands were they were nuclear testing, and they had a whole resources and they had a king and queen and all of that, but they destroyed the islands. So a lot of the people come here in the United States. So Dubuque and North Carolina have the largest population of Pacific Islanders. They're not even citizens. They can't vote. They can't, but they're here.
Wow.
So and a lot of people don't even know. But one thing I would tell you about them, they don't trust doctors, but they eat healthy. Now they may eat some pork and all that, but when you go to their events, their community, they have a spread of mostly fruits on their table.
Mediterranean diet, yeah.
Yes. So, but the point is, when this pandemic hit, it took a lot of them out of here because that was knowledge of what they did not have access to, because that's something new. They get sick, they take care of each other. But this pandemic hit, it was a totally different thing. And they started pushing this vaccination, and they were mad. A lot of folks were mad because they didn't want to get the shot. A lot of Black people didn't want to get the shot here. So then it became a divisive tool of these people judging us or other people that don't want to get the shot. And they call them anti-vaxxers, right? So this is part, and I get all this here is I'm so glad we're doing this because it's giving me a new type of, okay, what we need to really tap into.
And this is what's going on. Exactly. So we really do want to make sure, and it's, you see how they target. They do the census so they can target. You understand that? All right, let's continue. Health and disabilities. About 80% of older adults have at least one chronic health condition, and 75% have at least two. Common conditions include heart disease, cancer, chronic bronchitis or emphysema, stroke, diabetes mellitus, and Alzheimer's. Can all of those conditions be reversed, Dr. Tammy?
Prevented and reversed. Yes,
prevented
absolutely.
And reversed. So this is not an aging problem. It's a mindset. But if I can convince you that what happens when you age is this happens, this happens, this happens, you think, oh, this don't have nothing to do with my responsibility for what I eat. It has everything to do with it. Okay, so we're actually going to do research around each of these diseases, and we're going to bring our methodology to it. We're going to bring MEPS to each one of these, when we're teaching inside of our life course. We're going to have people work on those Louise Hay issues that they haven't resolved from their traumatic childhoods, because everything comes forward for us to integrate. You can suppress it, but it's just going to make more illness. So if we bring the awareness to it, it literally releases itself. Okay. And now let's look at the economic impact. Older adults contribute significantly to the economy, both as consumers and as part of the workforce. In 2020, adults aged 65 and older contributed $8 trillion to the U.S. economy through their spending and investments. $8 trillion. So it's not a small number, okay? We are valued, we have worth, and we still make a difference, all right? Workforce,
Wow.
Many older, right, 8 trillion. That's a small nation.
That is, but society would have you to believe that 65 and over, you know, is not contributing really to anything. Right. I mean, that they're not spending, that's not where their market is anymore because of the decline of pay and an inability to really be a workhorse anymore. So they would have you to believe that they're not impacting, you know, and they're focusing on the 30 to 50 or 55, you know, that. So that is very interesting. Wow.
Well, I'm out here in Iowa. I'm telling you, the numbers that everybody see is totally what's not here. They're more concerned about replacing the older people that were leaving the manufacturing companies. But the money, I could tell you, it's at least $1 trillion of it coming out of Iowa. And Iowa has not doubled its population since 1900. So it's by design that they don't want to. Now they're figuring out that this is a problem because all of the population control that they have put into place and the economic impact, their older people are now going to Florida and Arizona with their monies. And so now we are so this here it's a huge impact. If you around older white people, you will see exactly the contribution that they have in the community. I could see it every day. I could totally, that is so true. I can agree with that statement.
Yep. And you know what's interesting too is that they actually want to make you believe, like you were saying, that they're not making a difference, but they're making more of a difference than the younger people, right? And then do you realize that when COVID hit, how many elderly people in nursing homes did they kill off? And you know why they did that? To get their Social Security, to get their funding. Now, if you're gone, I don't have to pay into that. Go ahead, Dr. Tammy.
Right, to pay off, I was just gonna say exactly, Shemsu, to pay off the treasury, because each of us have a number. I think the value was like 88,000 or whatever.
Depending on how much you've contributed, absolutely. Absolutely.
There you go. To pay off the national debt.
Yep. And that's why they doing, okay, but you know, we can get on the soapbox about that. We'll say that later, but okay. Now, okay, many older adults remain in the workforce. 20% of people age 65 and older are still working actively or seeking work, right? And you know, I'm one of them, right? Then there's the living arrangement. A significant portion of older adults live independently. However, about 5% of older adults live in nursing homes, and an increasing number are opting for assisted living facilities or aging in place with the help of home care services. So you do see these home care services becoming more prevalent, and we actually need to start educating them in some of our master force methodologies so that they don't just follow this whole curriculum for killing people off, okay? Now, what are the issues of those 60 and older? So when we look at their frustrations, it's usually physical limitations, memory loss, social isolation, reduced mobility, health concern, changes in appearance, chronic pain, retirement worries, feeling irrelevant, and technology challenges. Those are their frustrations. That's what makes them like, ugh, right? But then their fears are declining health, financial insecurity, loneliness, dependency, losing independence, cognitive decline, inability to cope, being a burden to the family, being a burden at all, and then the death of loved ones. Now, when you look at those first two columns, one of the exercises that I want you all to do, you know, after this session, and I'll send a separate worksheet, is what methodologies do we have to deal with each of these? So let's just do a little exercise right now to look at this. if a person has frustration about their physical limitations, right? What methodologies can we share with them? Can we teach them to help them deal with that? What would you say if they have, go ahead.
Chair yoga.
Chair yoga.
They do chair yoga. I know that because of what they do out here. I'm telling you, this is a blessing because I'm seeing all of what you're doing. This is going to be, this is interesting. Yeah. Chair yoga. And it's another one, but I can't think of it right now, but definitely chair yoga.
Okay. Dr. Tammy, you were getting ready to say something?
Yeah. I was just thinking about the video that you sent to me in regards to the imagination. Teaching them how to create, and I always think about your testimony too, Shemsu, healing your body, like that's amazing. But introducing them to, meditation, but more importantly, how to create, how they want to look and feel, seeing themselves do some of the activities that they desire to do at this age, just to change the brain.
Just to change the brain. Exactly. Dr. Payne, what would you add?
Well, in terms of how to handle their frustration and physical limitations, yeah, I mean, I would really agree with what Tammy said about visualization of your wholeness, to talk to your body, because when I was not sure exactly what the hell was going on in my world, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, any other particular way that we've discussed, I just kept visualizing myself as healed. And I wouldn't allow anything or anybody to be around me that did not see or speak healing, because that was one of the things going through dialysis, I was adamant about not having that shit. And they were constantly telling me, well, if you stop, this could happen, that could happen. I say that this or that could happen, whether I have dialysis or not. So
I love it, Dr. Payne.
That's not, don't talk that shit around me because I don't want to hear it. And so,
Right.
and I had to be that way in a facility where I was surrounded by people who had given up, who had diabetes, had hearts, who were just had surrendered to the machine and to the medicine. I was like, oh, what the hell are you putting in me? And like I did what you all asked, and I know I wasn't born with this shit. This shit don't belong in me, and you're gonna take it out. So the only reason I could get them to do what I needed them to do was to go in hospice care. And now they're talking about kicking me out of hospice, which was my
But that's all right. We going, that's a whole nother thing.
No, that was my ultimate goal. So what I'm saying is, if you visualize yourself out of that and don't waver from that shit, you can get healed.
Dr. Payne, we gonna work with you to be our poster child for longevity and regeneration. We're gonna make you the poster child.
I have so much to share whenever we get to that stage.
Yes, but that's it. Because I'm telling you, because did you make 80 on your birthday? What did you make, Dr. Payne?
No, I'm not. I'll be 73 on my birthday.
73. Oh, well, listen, we ain't taking you nowhere. We go listen. You got a whole lot of more time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got a whole.
I was going to live to 120, so that's what I'm opting for. Long as the only thing out of all of these limitations that are on here that was really an issue for me was cognitive decline. That shit right there, I was like, when I discovered that, because I was on the ventilator for like almost 2 weeks. And they said when people come off the ventilator, they don't live long. They say when you come off dialysis, you don't live long. They say when your blood pressure is over 200 and change, you don't live long. Well, I've had all of those things going. I keep telling them I'm an anomaly, but they didn't want to believe me. So I just, I had to stop.
Well, but what we want you to do is to so being an anomaly is one thing, but what we want you to do is to be able to see that it's the choices
Oh,
in the
absolutely.
activities that you did to change that, because then you can teach that to other people.
Absolutely.
See,
No,
if
without
you're an anomaly, that means that only you can be like that. And that's not true. You literally made a choice. You said, nope, I'm not going. And I remember when you called me, you said, I'm getting ready to take myself out this dialysis. What do I need to do? I said, Lord, don't know. I said, but I'm visualizing with you, you know, and next thing you know, you like, okay, I took myself off the islands. I'm getting ready to move to Vegas. Baby, let me tell you something. I said, come on, let's go. Let's go. Because getting in the sun and being around family, and the only thing we want to do is to continue to create that regeneration.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I still definitely need regeneration. Ain't no doubt about it.
Oh, no. It's because again, you know, you still went through what you went through. And that means that whatever the doctors were doing, you still have to release that. You still have to you have to even get back to ground zero, because those were negative the negative charges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So we're gonna work on that. So that's what I want. So with each one of these, we want to see what are some of the things that we can do. And we want to begin to create those. And we want to have stories like this for each one, so that people can see, wait, you can choose to do something different.
Absolutely.
And so then we go to the desires. The desires is to have good health and vitality, financial stability, meaningful relationship, independence, active lifestyle, mental sharpness. Dr. Fain, you got that mental sharpness. Okay, bring it on, right? Pain-free living, peace of mind, purpose and fulfillment, longevity, and quality lifestyle. That's the desire. And so that's what we're moving people into. Okay, and we do it with the visualization, Dr. Fain. Go ahead, Tammy.
I was just going to say that triggered power, versus force, and me seeing the levels to get to that level of desire, right? That's just what triggered.
Thank you.
For me,
yes.
Because we want to get them to that level. So we're not necessarily, like in many cases, we're not necessarily just trying to take them to level 500, but if we can move them up a level, right, from apathy, and get them to desire if they're at apathy, or if they're at, I love it.
Absolutely. And we can do it. We know we can do it. We know that we can assist people in doing that. It's their choice. Absolutely. So now let's look at each one of these. And as we go through each one of these, what I am hoping that, what I am intending is that each coach takes on a specialty in these areas. And then when they take on the specialty, they literally create the plan of action, and then come back in our next cohort, our next phase 2, and teach us in each of these areas how we should teach others. So now for finances, utilizing MEPS, create the platform to stimulate financial freedom, mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. So finances has to be almost one of those first ones, because it creates so much concern and worry that people can get sick over the stress that they create because of their finances. So imagine that we have a platform that they can use to pull them through these financial concerns. What does that look like? How do we support them with it? How do we teach it to them? How do we measure that they have, hey, nephew, hey, Matt, was that Matt? Hey, did he walk by? He just want to be in the class and pretending like he don't want to.
He got to work.
Oh.
Finances.
You play too much, Landa. That's what he said to you. You and Auntie Rita be doing too much. Okay, the Tammy, were you gonna say something about finances?
No, I was laughing at Amanda. Finances, finance.
Go to work. Then the next one is retirement. What is another way to rephrase this term? How do we support elders in revisioning their existence? Are there contributions they can still make to family and community? Because again, that mindset is you're irrelevant. No, you're not. You're not.
No.
There's so much more information and knowledge and wisdom and creativity and activity that you have to give. So how do we support you to move into that? Right? So I would like to see us have a team of specialists in retirement that have a conversation. Now, you know, even as I'm thinking now, Alanda, when we're talking about doing the summit or conference or whatever, you know, these teams can then teach on this to other coaches who are not Master Force coaches. Dr. Tammy? What?
Well, she said, I'm sorry. I was going to type it. I'm like, how did I get off of mute? I just, what came to mind was retirement, retiring from the plantation and actually now working and creating what you are passionate about, you know, for those who
yes
see retirement
that's what we can start an initiative called Retire from the Plantation.
I didn't mean to be off mute. I was just gonna type it in there. So when you call me out, I'm like, oh yeah, that's just what came.
Well, I saw you, and then Amanda came right in too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great. Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, when I retired, I just told them, I'm like, I'm retiring from working for other people. Now I'm going on an adventure for myself.
Yes, adventure. Absolutely. Self-adventure. Absolutely. What about you, Dr. Fame? What's another term?
2020 since 2004. So, you know, how
can we rephrase that so that people don't see it as a time to sit around and flick on the TV?
Oh Lord. Shit.
Well, if you don't have an answer right now, this will be part of, you know, the team that we create. So that could be something that you think about, since you do have that experience, okay? Because we're gonna use you as our poster child, okay? So we'll come back to that.
Okay.
And then there's health and fitness, utilizing METs. What are the processes that we can use for this model? Now, believe it or not, health and fitness is one of our strongest modules at Master Force, because not only do we have Dr. Tammy, but we have Iris, we have Shalonda, we have somebody else, wasn't there a guy? But we have people who have consistently been on, Kiana, we have people who have consistently been demonstrating, you know, do your physical work. The reason it's so important to do our physical work is because this is the only vehicle we get on earth to fulfill our mission. It will regenerate, but we cannot take it for granted. We can't do harm to it over and over again. Now, it will repair itself, but you're sending a message to the universe. So we want to stop that. Okay. So health and fitness, you know, maybe the people I just named could become those, you know, because you already have expertise in that area. But now we want you to teach the rest of us. Okay. And then here's social life. Go ahead, Tammy.
I was just going to add what you were saying, because, you know, when people think of health and fitness, they always think of just exercise, right?
Yeah.
They don't think of the mental and emotional piece. So what you said, a team of us specialize in certain areas. I know Shalonda, Kiana are big on the, on the physical piece. I'm
Yeah.
big on the emotional, spiritual, that type
Yeah.
of piece. So absolutely, I can see that coming together.
Well, because the thought
Absolutely.
is the cause of all things. I mean,
Yes.
you think it before it happens. So
Exactly.
for people not to realize that your mental state and your emotional state as well is relative to your health. I mean, big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now when we talk about social life, we want to realize that for elders, isolation is dangerous. It's dangerous because the mindset, right, can take them out. The television is a program. The programs on television for elders is not one of health and fitness. It's about prescriptions. It's about every commercial is telling you what to go and buy, what to go and get. Tell your doctor you got this. And if they don't know that they're being programmed, they literally allow this to continue to seep over and over and over. So we have to help them move out of that isolation so that they can be connected to people that can give them more rhythm to living. I'm doing an event here in Michigan next week, and I was meeting with the people in the building about what I'm going to be doing. And we decided that this should be a monthly program, that each month we should come in and do something on life coaching. So I want y'all to, get ready to come on down and be some of the guest speakers at these events. We have over 300 people in this building. Many of them, this is 55 and older. It's not assisted living, but and a lot of people are looking forward to being pushed in their wheelchairs and that. This is a vision. And we don't want to have that vision. I said, can we do some line dancing? They said, we don't have any line dance. I said, well, I'll create something. We can dance, music. Do we have a DJ? You understand? We have to help create that liveliness, and help them to have that stimulation, because it's not about waiting to die. Go ahead, Dr. Tammy.
So Musha, every time we talk about, I have to talk about sex a little bit, because we have some sexually active singers, right? And we have to have some conversations about transmutation of that sexual energy so that our seniors can maintain their health and wellness, because HIV is on the rise in the senior population because they are not practicing safe sex.
Thank
They
you,
don't
Dr.
know
Tammy.
what to do with that sexual energy. So social life, we got those, but we also got those that are extremely sexually active.
Wonderful. That is one, and that's why it takes all of us, because I've been celibate for about 13 years. That don't even roll up in my radar.
But
show up there, you know what I'm saying?
But that's why nobody think about it, because if you have been and you celibate or abstaining, then it's something like that happen. Not you, but you just go into it because you're older. You don't be thinking that everybody's doing anything.
You ain't that long to screw, because I'm going on at least 20 now, I think. You don't even think about that shit, especially if you know how to bust it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dr. Fame, we're recording.
Oh, pardon me. Okay. Let me be quiet.
No, but you know what?
I love Dr. Fame. I love her.
That's the truth, though, because you can raise your own kundalini. I still raise my
for seniors.
Yes. Absolutely, baby. They need it. Now,
this is
listen.
This is what I'm talking about. That's right. That's the creative force. She said, "Bust a nut, Lord."
Yes. Yes.
I did say
I love it.
That's all you do. Shit. Anyway.
Oh, but we're gonna use it for
and one more
creativity.
Yes.
And one more component, Musha. So I want to add to this, and with the fear that's being instilled in our seniors to even want to socialize, meaning the attacks on a senior, the aging population that actually is global. And this impacts, my mom, where they are fearful of leaving those who are still in their homes are fearful in leaving the home. So therefore they're socially isolated. COVID played a part that has
Oh my
impacted my mother
goodness.
to the point where she doesn't want to leave. But you see the mental decline as a result of that. How then to help them to overcome the fear of just even walking,
To the
exercising
store.
outside because
And
going to the store.
Dr. Tammy, you remember when you came to see me a couple of years ago and I was recuperating, and I told you, I said, I had to really look at myself because I was afraid to go outside because I had fallen 3 times on concrete. And I had to recondition my mind.
Mhm.
You know?
And you live in the south side of Chicago.
Okay. Okay. So part of that is the Marv sorry, I got to get my teeth worked on. Part of that is the Marv technique. Meditation, affirmation, relaxation, visualization.
Mhm.
Right? And then actually having them feel confident and knowing that they can be okay. That's excellent,
Yes.
Tammy. All right. So, and that you just answered it. How do we bring them forward? What is missing that makes them hide? Safety, that sense of safetyness. So we might have to create, how we have the golden light of protection for the young people? We might have to create a meditation, the golden light of protection for seniors. That might be one. Okay. Very cool. We just have a few more here. Now, technology includes so many things, doesn't it? But look at how they use the phones, right, for scamming. You just brought this up too a little bit, Tammy, but how they use the phones for scamming seniors, how they use computers for the Beehive. Did anybody see the Beehive with Stratum? Oh, y'all, if y'all, I think it's on, it might be on, it's on one of these, the head of the Beehive. But
that's on Amazon. That's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Yeah. The whole conversation is about an elderly woman who had something come up on her computer, and they were talking to her. Yeah, these people had went to her account and told her if she didn't do something that she would lose whatever. She hit one button and they wiped out her whole savings.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of dollars. And it was Felicia Rashad. No, what's Felicia Rashad's sister name?
Debbie Allen.
Oh no, then it was Felicia Rashad. Felicia Rashad was the woman that they did this to.
Oh, wow.
And because she was so hurt and embarrassed by it, she committed suicide.
Mm.
Okay, she literally committed suicide because she was so hurt and embarrassed by it. And then who was the beekeeper? Strantham. And he loved her because she had taken such good care of him. And so he went to find these people who were attacking the elderly. And they had been doing these scams across the board to as many elderly people. So part of that too could be teaching them, how to use their spider senses, right?
Yes.
Because that's what it is. They start not trusting themselves and they isolate themselves, and then they get on there and they push a button, but they're not safe. But we want them to know. Mm-hmm.
I've seen it because I worked at the library. And I also have a lot of older friends. So this here is I keep them abreast of who to talk to because they also report like people that get scammed. And I've seen it. Like there's a lot of younger people that's like maybe meth or whatever. They will have a sob story. They'll meet somebody on the street and then they get into their house. So then then the technology is manipulated once you get inside the house. So it's not just over the phone, it's who you come across, because if you're willing to help someone, it's the same thing.
Well, we're going to teach them the basic principles. No rescuing. Rule number 1.
Yeah,
Ain't
and that's
nobody
one of the
coming in
things
your
I've
house.
seen.
Yeah,
Yes. But
that's a good one
that's
though. Mhm.
that's one of the things I've seen when I have even posted, like, because they, I guess I'm in that age group, so I get the phone calls, and they come across me, and they're like, oh, so I get it, and then I tell everybody, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is out there, you all, and they follow, I have a lot of people following, so I tell them, and they're like, oh my God, this is why they did it. Yes, that's why they did it. And so I prevent it because I get it all the time, and I'm thinking, like, why am I
We
getting
all do, yeah. And so
And
that
it's
could be another
crazy.
different. That's right. What do you call it? Like just PSAs for seniors. You know what I mean? Just where we're letting them know this is what's happening. Letting them know regularly in a short way too. But technology, what are the basic components they require? What hinders them from learning? And then how do they work around this need? Because a lot of time that isolation will keep them from participating, but now they get further and further and further and further behind. So we want to help to bring them forward by making a friendly, fun, loving, even teaching them on the life course that's going to be online. So we have to make it where they feel comfortable with it. So that team would be responsible for generating that. Okay. And so moving forward, I ask that you all choose an area of expertise that you want to work in. You will collaborate with others. You will design a plan of action, and then you will deliver this plan in our phase 2 training. Right? So now as you look at this, what are you guys leaning to? Dr. Payne, what area are you leaning towards as you look at this?
Well, I mean, you asked me to take a look at retirement, how I would repackage it.
Okay.
So I can deal with that. And it was
I love that.
and the other one was the spiritual components of the one after finances. What is that?
Social life. Hold on.
No, hell no.
No, I think it's a health and fitness, right?
Oh, health and fitness.
The one before retirement. The one what's before retirement.
Finances.
So it's finances, retirement. So retirement, and then the spiritual of the health and fitness. Yes.
Okay.
The spiritual component of health and fitness.
Okay. Health and fitness. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Alanda, which ones do you see for you?
I don't well, I know technology, I guess be it. But that's just to me, that's a minor. I'm more interested in what was the other one? Hold on, we got finances.
We got finances, retirement, health and fitness, social life, and then technology.
Social life.
Social life.
So should we do just one, or can
No, you can do two, because again, remember, you're going to collaborate.
Yeah, okay.
Social
life and technology.
Okay. Dr. Tammy, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely health and fitness. That's my passion, but I would love to be able, because I'm in this place in my life and creation for the retirement. So I'd love to partner with Dr. Fane, be a part of her team.
What?
Yeah, partner. Hey, partner.
Doctors in the house, doctors.
Because that's what I am. That is what I am creating. So I would love to be able to support that as I am learning and growing here in Costa Rica, and be able to share and support in that.
Did you move to Costa Rica, or are you just there, Tammy?
Well, I just signed a contract to be here for a year. So I don't know what will happen after that, but I'll be here at least a year starting August.
I have buddies that are building a property there. So I'm
it's
gonna I'm gonna let you know where they are, because they my homeboys. You'll have a good time.
Oh, good. Okay.
Good.
Love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's wonderful. And then Teresa Luca. Hey, hey,
Teresa.
Puerto
Hola.
Rico in the house.
Hey, Teresa.
I'm so glad that you're in Costa Rica because I want to go visit Costa Rica so bad. It's like my sister. Puerto Rico and Costa Rica are like sisters. They're probably long lost cousins.
I know,
I'm so
because
excited.
everybody's like, how you enjoy Puerto Rico? I was like, I'm in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But that's what they keep thinking, that I'm in Puerto Rico. So
We were going to talk to you about doing something there, well, in Puerto Rico, and in 2025, Master Force, our first ever retreat. So now we know. But
Listen to that. Wait, so see, we're gonna have to have a separate meeting on that, because last night after our conference, we with Oron and Dr. Sandra, we all started talking about creating the summit, and so we created a team. So I'll keep you all on that committee. I'll bring you all into that committee. But we were saying that maybe we want to start with Sedona. Maybe we want to start inland first.
So,
You know.
so
yeah, it'll
here's
take
the-
me long to get to Sedona.
So
I've been
here's the
wanting to
thing.
get to Sedona.
Hey, so we can have a retreat for the coaches. We need a retreat. Coaches.
yeah,
The summit is for everyone who would want to come and get some of our knowledge. Of course, pay more.
Oh, so maybe we should do the retreat
We do
first.
separate. Yes.
Yeah.
We
But do the retreat
first.
first.
Yes.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, and the
So
summit,
maybe we can do
Yeah.
we can do the retreat with Tammy, for her restored thing. Get some
Okay.
juice.
Okay.
All of us get some juice with Tammy in Costa Rica, and
all right
then
now. I've been
we
talking
do
about
this.
doing this retreat in Puerto Rico for almost 4 years. So now
I
you're gonna
know.
put me on the back shelf again.
Yes. The only
You said you
reason,
want to go to
Teresa,
Costa Rica.
No. The only reason, Teresa, let me tell you, because I did do the research, the infrastructure of Puerto Rico is not as sustainable. That's all. It's not you personally.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, remember, we're going to be with Mother Earth. We're not going to need any technology when we do this. So, but anyways, I'm still going forward. I will be doing one in 2025. But anyways, moving on. Health and fitness is my thing and my passion. I feel that a lot of people are being deceived, especially here in Puerto Rico. You know, with the
Yes.
pharmaceutical, it's huge here. The history on the island is that the pharmaceutical companies were here making lots of money off these people because the government gave them 5 years of tax-free. So they all came in. Oh, you should do the research. It's crazy how many
No, I want
people-
you to do that research. So the
Yeah.
idea is that
Yeah.
people take on a topic, and then in phase 2, so in July when we get together, you guys would give us that information. You would
Okay.
share, so you would actually design a plan of action and then tell us what that is. But then at that time you would tell us, because that's news, right? Like they come in here and they target this group.
Yeah.
They target
Yeah.
that group. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. And then the other one that I'm have an affinity for is the spirituality or the emotions around retirement, because I know a lot of people that retire and really don't emotionally retire for like 5 years after that. So how do we like be of service to that? How do we show up for that and be able to help them to see that it's not going to be easy, even though the word is retirement? It does take something for them to finally break free emotionally.
Well, the conversation of it not being easy sets the tone. So that's, in my point of view, is not the place to come from, as it's going to be a hard thing, because it's only hard if you say it's hard.
Yeah, well, that's
what I'm saying is that
remember
they
to
don't. Yeah.
but remember
what I'm saying is that they don't realize.
Yeah, because we set a groundwork that said we will help them. And I brought your name up, so you have to go back and look at it, because it's the mindset that we're helping to change. So then so that means that language has to match a different mindset. Then it's hard. But what it is it literally is inside of expansion. Imagine that people have really been taking it, even if you have a job, you're comfortable, right? You're not relying on the universe. You're not relying on anybody. You're relying on that paycheck. Now you relied on that paycheck for how many years? You've traded your energy for that money. Do you know what it's like to generate from the universe, from source energy? No, you don't. So that's why 5 years would take that long, Teresa. But now you still had to transfer that reliance to what? The government.
Yeah.
Because you're getting your Social Security. You understand? So we want to retrain them to understand. And this is why we're doing the work now. Remember, because we're going to do a conference, our master class for the equinox, for the fall equinox, is going to be on wealth. And so all of us need to be generating. There's a lot of stuff in the group already to get started on that.
Yeah, I've been on that. Yeah, so that's I
got you. I got you for retirement.
Yeah, and then the conversation is the blind spots. Even though we say, we don't want to say it's hard, but we want them to be able to not, to like uncover that blind spot that they don't see, right? What is it? They don't see it. It's a blind spot. So we have to figure out how to word that right. And then the physical part of it, the health part of it, is the fact is many people haven't done their inner work, and now they're going through their menopause and everything else, and they have a lot of misplaced emotions.
Yes.
So that's part of the health and fitness of it, to be able to recognize those things.
Yeah. Well, now our age group is going to be higher. Our age group is 60 and beyond.
Yeah. Right. And 60 is when some of us are struggling with that menopause.
Oh, well, I did menopause much earlier than 60.
I know.
I will hope you're done before 60.
I was done.
Okay.
I actually told my body. A lot of nutrition has to do with the menopause. A lot of and that's why we have to teach that, because we don't realize that, and we discussed this too. The American diet is not a longevity diet. Right. So when you're putting hormones in pigs and cows and chickens, and you're eating every day pigs and cows and chickens, those hormones are in your body. Exactly. So what are you doing on a daily basis to detox those hormones? Most people are not. The next day they're adding more. They're adding more. So it's the hormones that are out of balance. That's what keeps the whole, because you don't have to have, there's really, if you think about it, men started the conversation about menopause. And we have to, everything is about a man. Men pause. No, this is not what that is. It's the body regulating itself for longevity. How do we now use that energy? So you have to restore the estrogen, but you restore it through food. I mean, through nutrients. Yeah. Not through research, not through, add this to your, no, you don't need medication for that. And that's a mindset too, Teresa. Yeah, go ahead, Alanda. You were giving me.
I have a question. So we're on target 50 and older, but I want to say, is it?
No, we're targeting 60 and older.
60 and older. Okay, so I want to know. Okay, so it's a target, but isn't it fair to say that maybe 55, because we want to get people information before they turn 60?
Oh, well, we eventually will. Okay, absolutely. Okay.
But there are women there's more women now that are being pregnant later in life now, and their menopause is pushing forward, because I forgot, it was some stat I was reading. There are more women that are getting pregnant later in life like 40, late 49, in their 50s.
Yeah, I've
Naturally,
seen that.
you know. So menopause is also going to be part of this conversation if more women are doing this, right?
Well, but that's not our focus
That's
here.
not the, right.
Then we got to
Okay.
be careful. Now, go ahead, Dr.
Yeah.
Tammy.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dr. Tammy.
No. I was just going to add to, and I know Teresa had come in late, so she didn't hear. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was going to say, I know Teresa had come in later. Okay. Thank you. I know Teresa had come in a little bit later. I think the conversation is more about the bigger picture, because we're talking to men and women. We're not just talking about women. It's about the hormonal imbalance. It's about the estrogen levels dropping. It's about the testosterone levels dropping, right? So this is the conversation is more global than just targeting menopause. It's just about the change, the aging overall. That's just one aspect of it. And then what Coach Orlando was saying in regards to what you were saying as far as the aging of 55 and all of that, I was thinking about, yeah, because for me with retirement, like I'm thinking, I'm creating that now. Like, okay, I'm excited. I'm building and putting things in place now. So when I come off the plantation, I will have these things in place. I'm excited about, getting to that place where I no longer have to depend upon working for someone. You know what I mean? Like,
So it's about
that's what we're
shifting the
starting.
mindset. It's about shifting the
Yes.
mindset of seniors 60 and older regarding aging, period, in these areas.
Because I remember we started off with the statistics. In 2023, 56 million Americans were age 65 and older, and that age is increasing. So we are targeting that age group because that's and then remember we said they have an $8 trillion effect on the economy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're starting with that group as our target, and the coaches have to be at least 50 to be in this conversation, to be a coach to them. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that you're going to be doing this work on yourself. You're going to take this information and watch how you age so that you can also be the example as you teach. Okay, but our target group to start is 65 and older, because you can't, if we bite off too much more than we can chew, we won't be intentional. Now, guess what? After we take care of that 65 and older, we can expand that age group to be younger, whatever, right? Because I think they should start this conversation when they're 30, right? So yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
I gotta interrupt you guys for a minute because my nurse is getting ready to come.
Yeah. And you mean
so
Dr. Fain, so what time is your nurse coming? She on her way now? Can we go near 15 more minutes? Oh.
Yeah, she's about to come in about 5 minutes. So okay.
All right, well, we'll send I'm gonna post this video to the group so you'll see how we finished up. Okay. And then I have
Tammy, you and me get together, we'll talk. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I love you guys.
Thank you. I love you too.
Thank you. Do we know when our next meeting is already?
No, it's in July sometime. I'll let you know. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Fain.
Love you, Dr. Fain.
Love you, Dr. Fain.
I love y'all.
Love you. Honey. So grateful.
Bye.
Okay, Dr. Tammy. So what were you going to say?
I forgot. It's okay.
Oh, you said.
Oh, I know what it was. I was going to say it's 60 and older.
Yes.
Because you were saying 65, but our target really is 60 and older. Okay.
The target is 60. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is 60 because that's when the body literally stops manufacturing all of the things that it used to do naturally. At 60, it literally comes to a halt. And I did not know that until I failed 3 times at 61. And I wonder. Yes. It had to do the research on that to figure out what was going on and realize that it was a malnutrition. And y'all know I'm a health fiend. Y'all know I'm a health fanatic. Y'all know because I'm a Capricorn, I needed to be nurturing my bones and my teeth at a higher level. Because so that's why when we talk about eating for your zodiac is important, eating for your blood type is important, it becomes even more important as we get older. Okay. So I was just showing that to Teresa just so she could see that, we were being intentional about it. It wasn't like we're ignoring that population. We're just being intentional about where we start so that we can develop the curriculum. And once we develop the curriculum, now that curriculum, because we're developing the life course for seniors, 55-year-olds are not going to want to be seniors yet, right? But they can have access to it. Does that make sense, Teresa?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think for me, because I'm not familiar with the health lingo for what our bodies are going through. Menopause sounds good, and I think it's an overall word that everybody can relate to. And so I know women here in Puerto Rico, even family members that are over 60, and men that are going through menopause. Now, is it really menopause or is it something else? I don't know, because I'm not a doctor.
It's definitely something else, because one of the things too, one of the things that I wanted to, and let me see what's the next slide before I do that.
I'm sure Dr. Tammy could address that.
Go ahead, Dr. Tammy.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, it's just the hormonal imbalances. It's just, because our hormones, and like you said, our hormones are changing, men and women. So how then do we manage that? So yes, Teresa, that is completely valid. I mean, we have that phrase, menopause, but the bigger picture is, women are decreasing in estrogen levels, men are decreasing in testosterone levels. How do we support them in that? Because ultimately, if you live to be 60 or older, you're going to experience that. And then how then as coaches can we support? Because even for me turning 50, I'm like, thank God I'm a part of a body of high level, people, because I feel the decline. And I, until I got to Costa Rica, I was just like, oh my God. And kind of like what Moose said, she experienced at 60, 61. I feel like I'm experiencing in my 50s, the cognitive things. So I had to come out of an environment where we have this plastic food. I'm not getting enough nutrition. I'm not getting enough sun. I'm not getting enough movement. I got to come out of stressful situations because I feel myself declining. So then I can then support, others. And that's why I'm so excited about what we're getting ready to do, this mission and what this course is doing with aging and longevity, because I felt that and I said, I got to jump. So I got to jump, get myself back in alignment. So then I can then support, the aging. But it is the hormonal changes.
It's definitely that.
And what I wanted to actually say to us and make sure that for each of us that we understand that there's some significant things that we need to be doing. Significant. One is collagen. You need to be taking collagen in some form every single day. I literally take collagen in 3 ways. I have collagen for my coffee. I also put MCT oil in my coffee. And then I also have a collagen liquid from Spoiled Child that I take twice a day. And then I also take colostrum. But again, my collagen is higher. Why? Because I have to nurture my bones at a higher level, right? I was deficient, so now I have to bring that forward, right? I have to bring that forward. You may not have to take as much as I do, but you have to. Collagen has to be. If you don't, your shoulders will begin to move over like this. Collagen takes care of your muscles and your tissues. It's not just your bones. Okay, your face will droop, right? Collagen.
Yeah.
I don't care how much exercise you do, if you don't use collagen, it's not going to stop these jaws from dropping.
Right.
You
Right.
have to do collagen, right? And then the other thing you need is omega-3, brain, joints,
Okay.
hips, omega-3. I do it twice a day, morning and night. But again, I do it additional because of, and then regenerating your stem cells. I did put in the group the telomeres. I want you to be listening to those telomeres because I'm gonna say this because it's y'all. All y'all coaches, even you all that listen later, I'm saying this because it's y'all. But when we were created, they put caps on the end of our chromosomes to make us live less, right? To shorten our life. And so every time that we eat, we can either be extending our telomeres or shrinking our telomeres. So there are things like the white products, like the flour, the sugar, the MSG, all of those, bread, pasta, shrink your telomeres. They lessen your life expectancy. So you can listen to those binaural beats. And binaural beats, the reason it makes them magical is because they give you the thoughts and the capacity to make changes. It's not that it's doing just miraculous work, but it's actually educating your cells and your thinking to choose better. Okay, so stem cells, one of the best ways to increase skin cells is what? Cacao. So I make me some hot chocolate daily with cacao, and I sweeten it with maple syrup, and I do put some collagen in there, and I do put some ginger in there. And that's my, either it's my early evening or my bedtime drink. But those stem cells now, because our stem cells stop being made at 60, but you can regenerate them. Okay, so cacao.
And then I
And
also
then-
highly recommend the patches that I'm using now are the
No,
X39.
Teresa, nope.
That's fine. That's fine. But check them out.
No,
is all
but
I'm
let me-
saying. That's
no.
Okay.
Teresa, we're not selling products here. And the
I'm not
reason we're
selling.
not, no, okay, let me finish. Chromium. Chromium is important because chromium helps you to stop your sugar and sweet and yeast cravings. Okay, if you have a high craving for sweets, then get you some GTF chromium. But I actually just take chromium on a regular basis, and it helps.
Chromium, how does that come? The chromium?
I have, CHROMIUM. I just take a little bitty pill. It's just a, but
Okay.
I'm sure whatever form you want, most things, some people prefer liquid or whatever, but I just take, I have my little
Okay.
pill pack, right? And then chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
When Dr. Fain started telling me about her kidneys, the first thing I sent her was some chlorophyll, some calcium, and something else, because when the body is deficient and it's trying to regenerate itself, it's looking for whatever nutrients are available. And the thing about chlorophyll is that it's just like having an additional layer of blood. It's like a plasma. It adds another layer of blood. And it helps to actually distill your kidneys, your bladder, your liver. It helps to clean those out. That's why when we use the bathroom after taking chlorophyll, it's clear. Right?
Yeah.
All right. And then when we talk about the hormones, maca powder. Maca, how do you say that, Tammy?
Oh, I got some matcha powder, or maca.
MACA.
Okay, that's something different.
It's the maca. The maca.
Maca. Oh yeah, and Tammy is saying down here we have the
Yep.
noni fruit. Let me tell you, that noni fruit, when I used to go to Jamaica, baby, oh, off the trees.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
They used to have that noni juice. Remember they used to
They
sell the
did
noni
Yeah.
have noni juice.
For
That was
$40
big.
a bottle that only had a
for
little bit
$40 a
down.
bottle.
down, and it don't even, and it's not all noni. It was just a little bit
A
noni.
little
The other
bit.
stuff mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down here is just dropping, it's killing the parasites that is feeding off the sugar, which causes you to crave the sugar. They have a
Wow.
medicinal berry that is that you take, that's just growing on the trees, that you take, and that helps for diabetes, that is illegal in the US
Yeah.
because it competes with white sugar, and it's going to cause people not to intake and impart sugar. Like that's, they just got the stuff just laying around. You just, after you eat, you just take it. It helps with diabetes. Craziness. Cacao.
Craziness.
Everywhere. Just dropping
Everywhere.
off.
I know. I saw you when you were down. You say we making chocolate. I'm like,
Cacao, you just walking down the beach, cacao. You know, just
Yeah.
it's no, just,
everywhere.
and we are having to take all these supplements because the food in the US is plastic. It has so
Yeah.
many chemicals. We're not getting the nutrients, even though we are eating. We're eating like Mushu, what you said. Mushu, has been on it for the last 34 years in her nutrition, but because the nutrients are declining in the US, you're eating your fruits and vegetables, but the nutrients aren't there.
Yeah.
So
And they
you
don't
have
even
to
they don't even have the nutrition, the nitrates in the soil. It's dead soil. And then they have nerve to be growing things inside of plants. They're not growing from the ground.
no.
So
Yeah.
we're not getting the sun. We're not getting the natural nutrients that our DNA is craving from the sun.
To like what you said earlier, to regenerate healthy cells, we're not
Yeah.
getting enough nutrients,
That's
and
right.
that's why we start having the decline in our health and wellness. We're not getting enough sun. We
Absolutely.
should have a couple of hours of sun a day in itself
A
to get to the
day. Yeah.
cellular level.
Yeah. And it starts to work. It works. The sun itself starts to heal you. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And then I
That's
just have a couple of more. Bee pollen, especially for women, especially for those who are experiencing the things like you say, menopause and
Mhm.
whatever else, bee pollen, and I put that in with my smoothies. I just put it in with my smoothies. And then of course, binaural beats.
Binaural beat.
Be listening to binaural beats. If you're not listening as you sleep, then you need to sit with it for 30 minutes a day. Something, whether it's you 30 minutes with wealth, 30 minutes with health, 30 minutes with whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is our main focus, is this. Our bodies, this is it, our earth temple. We need to be spending like 50% of our time making sure that this is solid daily. But we don't do that. We spend 3% of our time taking care of our bodies and then get mad. Somebody told me, I hate taking my pills every day. What? Listen to what you're saying. You hate taking care of your body every day. That's not what I said. I said, yeah, but listen to how it translates to yourself when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Moot,
Okay.
a question for you. I have
Yeah.
a question for you. I just thought of something as you were speaking. What if we were able to create a questionnaire that someone can take, and based on that questionnaire, their horoscope, their sign, all that, and their age, be able to give them the list of things that they should buy for their body? Was there a certain thing like that that we can create?
The danger of that, I love that idea, Teresa Lugo. I love that idea.
Yep.
The reason that we can't do that is because now Dr. Tammy could get away with that, but we're not health practitioners.
Yes.
But what we can do, and I think that, that definitely is part of our intake, because we need to help them to see what their astrology is, what their destiny cards and all of that. But then we can't write out what they should do, but we can talk about it. You put something in writing and tell somebody to go do this, something happens with them, their family will come back and sue us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe there's also a release form that people can sign.
A waiver.
A waiver that says that this is just information. This is just information.
That's good. Well, we will
And
look
then-
into that.
Yeah,
we will look into that.
Yeah, that would be, protecting you and them, that type of thing. Yeah.
But I'm still careful with that, because even I'm going to be speaking here on Friday. I'm tempering, that's why I say this, what I just told you all, I'm speaking to you because it's you. You place a certain amount of trust and authority for how many years with me sharing with you.
Right.
New people, that's not the same.
And
then if they're already taking certain medications and you say, oh, go and take some chlorophyll, that could be counteractive to something.
Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely.
So, we do have
What we're doing basically is we're giving them information to research themselves, right?
Yeah.
So they can start like testing and listening to their bodies, what to say when they go to their doctors. So then they can start questioning their doctors and they'll give them the information.
Put them authority. That's right.
Yes, we're giving them authority. We're giving them agency back over their bodies.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Them how to get there.
Agency over their bodies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because we talked a lot about awareness. We just want to stimulate awareness and allow and teach them how to listen to their own souls about where to go to get. We're giving them the tools.
And you asked about, that's right. They can choose. Right? So they can choose, right, Dr. Tammy? We give it to them and they can choose. And then you asked about Samir. I thought he was going to be on this call. He's a truck driver. So he will be watching this video. And he literally is going to be part of our teams. He's going to be with us, and he's working through getting his practitioner certification so that he can be seen as an authority.
Wait, Samir not our age, is he?
Samir is 50. How old am I?
He's
55. He's 55.
Yeah, he's 50. Around that age. Yeah.
I think he just made 55. For his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, his birthday is coming up. He'll be 55 July 1st.
I was going to say,
I did not know he was that old. I was just
that age. Not that old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That age. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was older than what. I didn't know what he was older than that. I thought he was like younger.
30. He looked like he's 30, 35.
Well, you know
with
what?
all that hair.
You definitely need him on the team because all of this is like this is awesome.
Yeah. So he definitely
a lot of good, good quality information
always
all the time. Yeah.
And then he's actually making an app, and he's gonna let us use it in our practice so that people, like what you're saying, Teresa, that they can type in certain information and go and find it for themselves. Finding information for yourself is different from somebody else telling you to do it.
Yes.
And that's what coaches are. That's who we are.
Yep.
We coach you into your own power, right?
And you listen to your soul, right?
You listen to your soul. We're coaching you into your own power, standing in your own power. And that's why I have to tell people all the time when they come talk to me, I'm like, I am not your therapist. I'm going to give you ability to go talk to your therapist so you all can sort out what you have agency of your body. And so I think the communication overall has been that a lot of people have taken the place of a therapist, and folks just want to have somebody to talk to and agree with them. And I think that's what the coaching aspect we have gotten those lines blurred about telling people what they should do instead of just coaching them into their own power.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one, guys, guess what the last one is? The last one is massage.
Well, girl, I got one last
Ma-
night. Ooh,
I,
baby.
me too.
Baby,
I
no,
got
no,
one.
no, no, no. Your massage.
No,
you
you just-
need to be touching your body every single
Yeah.
day.
I just got my
I'm not
tools.
talking. Where your tools? You
Hey,
need
I
to
got
be
'em.
touching. I sent Aretha a link. I don't have them here. I usually have them at my desk. Oh, I got my one at my feet. I got the one at my feet. So the whole time we working, this is on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling my feet. I'm massaging my feet, which is stimulating my lymphatic system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I was doing when I was in Atlanta, but obviously I couldn't bring it here. But I do go to the beach and work on the beach where I'm grounded, just so, and I walk on the beach without shoes, just so that I can.
Yeah.
And I get lymphatic massages every Friday.
But I want
lymphatic
you guys to
massage.
be massaging yourself,
I
your
do. Yep.
vagus
Yes,
nerve,
yes.
bringing all of that,
Yes.
stimulating,
Yep.
it's one thing because people say, I can't afford a massage. Do yourself. When I'm doing my breath work in the morning and I'm exhaling, I touch, and if I feel a lump in my stomach, I'm rubbing it out. If I feel a lump in my breast, I'm rubbing it out. If I feel a lump on my side, I'm rubbing it out. If I feel a lump under my breast, under my arm, I'm rubbing it out. A masseuse is not going to do that.
Yeah.
This is your work. You need to be okay. But yeah, you need to be in the public, right? You need behind your knees.
Yep.
Behind your knees daily.
Lymph
If you go
nodes,
back there, you might feel all kind of lumps, right?
Yes.
And then if you do feel any lumps anywhere, use castor oil.
Mm-hmm.
Castor oil will shrink lumps, tumors, everything. If you have joint pain, castor oil. Castor oil goes into the body. I had to reshape my entire legs. I was literally going bow leg. I am so grateful for my master teachers because Dr. Happy has the breathing. I do that religiously. Okay. And then his show off self gonna come. It's how does he, maybe 75, can still put his leg over his head.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. And remember, okay, Moo, did you do your saunas? Did you do your the salutations? Someone who's, as much as I'm inspiring y'all, I also have people reminding me, okay, what you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the coaches are for. And that's why we come back to the watering hole. Tammy say, I live in a sauna. Shalonda just sent me a picture this morning. She had a sauna installed in her home. And when she just got back from Ghana, and she's like, oh God, I can't, she's putting it together herself because she can put anything together. But the sauna is the best thing for healing. And
we feel like a sauna right now.
Yeah. And it's good. I have an air conditioner, but that's not how I operate. Tammy say AC is killing us. Yeah, I literally, it has to get extremely, and I let it get hot. I like to feel the sweat. I like to feel my body activating that, and then I might turn it on, knock it off, and open my windows. Sometimes I have my windows open with the AC on because I'm just conditioning the air. I'm not trying to keep it cold.
Because it's constantly detoxing.
And you know what? And that's,
and I don't have
Yep. And that's where we're in a place and it gets hot in here and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this heat. But I've learned the sweating is good. And I'm like, okay,
very good.
I got that download when you were talking. You said this earlier, Tammy. And you said that. I'm like, okay, so me sweat, this is a good thing. I need to sweat.
Yeah.
I don't like sweating, but
I
need to because
it releases the toxins. That's right.
And my skin, I'm feeling a difference in my skin, and I've been doing I got my massagers, the wooden, the set, and I've been feeling different. But then I got a bunch of mosquito bites on my stomach.
Yeah.
Oh,
that comes with it.
That sweat, yeah. So and one of the things, Yeah, well, one of the things you can do is peppermint oil. You can,
Mhm.
you can put peppermint oil with your regular oil, and then that'll kind of defrase it. Because something was in my house the other day. I went and got my little concoction and sprayed it on myself. I said, I don't know what it is, but
That's why it bit me on my stomach, because I wasn't thinking about it yet, because I had a concoction of alcohol and cinnamon, because they don't, bugs don't like that. So I'm spraying it everywhere, but my stomach, and it got like, oh, let's get to the stomach. And I was massaging. I'm thinking like, why is this itching? And I felt down, looked down, I had all these mosquito bites on my stomach.
And I also want to
I-
let you know that one of the ascension symptoms is itching.
One of the what?
Ascension. So right now we're in a high ascension. We have the full moon. We have the solstice. We have Pluto. Is Pluto retrograde? But we have a lot of energy that's coming in right now, and so some things are triggering us. And I want you all to pay attention, because I noticed one day it's like, oh, did I eat? Now I have a thing on my phone that tells me to drink water. Okay, that's the other thing about older people. And I do tell older people, put a reminder on your phone to every hour drink water, because older people, that trigger goes away. And that's why a lot of them suffer seizures and all that, because it's dehydration. Right. So if you have a reminder, my 7-year-old grandson say, I put the water reminder on my phone. I said,
No.
good. Do you pay attention to it? He say, if I'm by it, sometimes I'm not by it, but yeah, I'm like this little boy,
Yeah.
but the idea is that you remind yourself to take care of yourself, because
Flush
we
it
don't
out.
hear, we get busy, and you can't, for the 1,000 of things that we need to do, we need to support ourselves in it. Water is important.
And eating is definitely one of those things that I like, oh, did I eat? Sometimes.
But it's okay. But this is the thing. Some of us are moving away from food.
Yeah, and because I know it's like, I'll eat if I feel like it. But I also had to remember yesterday, like, I had a bunch of water. I'm like, why haven't I peed yet? And I had to pee. I just hadn't thought about it. And I'm like, is something wrong with me? I'm sitting there like, uh-oh. But no, I just didn't. I was moving so much, I just hadn't even thought about it.
And then did you buy your chlorophyll yet? Add some chlorophyll.
I've been taking that. I got to get more. I've been taking every day. And you said take shots. I'm like, I could just take a shot instead of putting it in the water and making it down. I'm like, I'd rather have a shot of it and then follow it with water, because I don't like it in my
ex-husband, my ex-husband called me and he said, you told me to take that chlorophyll. And I'm thinking he can say something wrong. I said, yeah. He said, it must be really good for diabetes. I said, you got diabetes? He said, that's what they say. He said, but I don't take no medication. He said, but I'm telling you what, since I started taking that chlorophyll, I feel really good. Yeah. I say, absolutely. I say, it cleans the blood. It cleans your system.
Yes.
Right? It brings an alkaline bile. Yeah.
Yes. It cleans all of that. Like, even everything about like all of my like different issues that I've had, it's like, it just like I had some and I ran out, and that's why I told y'all, like, I got to get some more. So again, I need more.
But Tammy said it's the blood of the plants.
Yes,
Lord.
it is. Yeah. Somebody gonna say something to me stupid, like one of my little nerdy friends. They're like, oh, so you a plant vampire, huh? You just gonna take all the plants' blood out of them. I'm like, shut up. Like, yeah. Speak quiet. I say you are a vampire because you eat the food with the blood in it. Shut up.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Hey, Mo.
You eating animals.
Okay. One last thing I was thinking about for the elders, because I see it a lot here. Yesterday I was having a conversation with a woman friend from Chicago that came in to take care of her father, is to teach them some affirmations that would help them.
Absolutely.
Because
we have that. That's right. The Marv. Now remember, that's right, Teresa. Remember Marv, meditation, affirmation, relaxation. So in your plan, when you're working inside of the retirement and the health and fitness, put that as part of the plan. But then also, guys, remember, Teresa, you were working on some meditations, right?
Yes.
Work on some affirmations too. Work on
Okay.
some tapping videos
Okay.
that
Okay.
the elders can use. Okay.
There you
We
go.
need to create these things
Yeah.
for paying attention to elders. So we need a series of EFT, and we need to have EFT for retirement, health and fitness, technology,
Mhm.
right? Y'all
Yes.
see that? We need to have those for each one of those.
Okay.
Okay. Wonderful. Absolutely. Glad you.
So can
Yeah.
I add to this?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Teresa just triggered this in me that in being a part of this, I want to visualize myself because I am them, they are me. So it's not
Yes.
a them and me. It's
No, it's us.
Because it's us. We're all aging, right?
Yeah.
So
if we're lucky,
what is it that, if we're lucky, what is it that I need? What encourages me? What supports me as I'm aging that I can then create and translate? So just to come from a place of us and not us them, right?
But you know,
we are them,
this is
us.
me. This all came from I told the universe, thank you for showing me this, because now I gotta go teach it. You know what I mean? Like broke me down. It broke me all the way down. Because y'all know I went through a whole. Teresa saw me. I could barely walk.
Yeah.
Teresa came over. She said, "Moo, let's go for a walk." We walked half block. I said, "Teresa, I can't do it."
Yeah.
It was so painful. And she said, "You in that much pain?" I was like,
yeah.
And I had fallen 3 times, and my body was like, "This is not that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to regenerate before we get back into action." Because most of us just want to just act like it's a car, just tighten this. No, slow it down, do the work. What's trying to be revealed to you? What's hitting in your hips that you're not taking care of, that you haven't released, that you haven't forgiven, that you haven't integrated? All that's the conversation for the healing.
Say it, girl, say it.
All of it.
I ended up getting hip problems right after her, right, Moo? I've been jacked up sideways for almost 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm still going at it slowly. I'm better today, but my walk is funny. It's still not the same.
And so you got to regenerate it though.
Yeah,
that's right.
But I have to go in.
You got to you got to go in, because I literally, I was becoming knock-kneed.
Yeah.
And I literally had to, and so I started doing more Tai Chi, more Qigong. I jump on my rebounder because I couldn't walk outside, but I got my rebounder. And that lymphatic system, moving everything, and keeping it moving. And so the next time that Dr. Tammy saw me, I was walking good.
Yeah.
When you remember when you and your sister came?
We had walked probably almost 4 or 5 miles. I had no idea that you could not, no idea of any of this. And Shemsu was telling me the story, you would have never known, because she looked just as good or better than I had seen her the last time I had seen her. So no idea.
But that was for me to go through the work.
And to see you go through this at the age of 20, well, not us actually, but hearing the testimonies of you constantly recreating, regenerating, and it's just so motivating. And I think, I know for myself, I want to recreate and regenerate so that I can then, like you said, model for those that I'm called to, which actually leads to my next question. What is the platform that we are going to be helping the aging? Is it going to be more of a group type class? Are we going to be doing individual? What's the vision like?
All of that. So here is a great question. So here's what we began to create, right? We began to create that there is the life course, and we're creating the life course for seniors. So we breaking it down into smaller, more palpable sessions 15, 30 minutes that coaches can lead either a group of people through or individually on Zoom. That can happen on a weekly basis, right? So you could have a group of people that you're working with, and then maybe some of those groups of people may want to, somebody in that group may need an individual session. So now you have an individual session that you're going to work with, but you set that up based on, what their schedule is, your schedule is. My first presentation to this group on next Friday is to start telling them about the coaching 101. What is life coaching? And D'Angelo is going to come from Saginaw and be one of the coaches here with me.
Nice.
And then we're going to actually do a coaching session, just so that they can kind of see, a little bit of the work. And we'll talk about some of the tools, and we'll introduce the destiny cards and that kind of thing. And then the next time we'll talk about the life quadrant. The next time we'll talk about Marv. The next, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Each time but the idea is that we can develop our clientele within that conversation. And the other model is we're working with having a company actually, so that we don't have to charge the elders that the insurance companies pay us.
Yes. Okay.
So that's the idea. So what we're doing is we're making sure that when they say, oh yeah, whether they say it or not, we're still developing our clientele. But what we want to do, remember, we want to reach those under-resourced areas, right? So that we're not having to charge them for the services, and then they can have the services. So the model is the Zoom, the group. I would like to see, we're developing a sales team.
Okay.
And the idea is that, for instance, like I'm doing this in this community, maybe there's communities around you that you can go and start doing a class in. You see what I'm saying? But the idea is to kind of introduce the awareness and then show them the services that we have. That's why we have to develop these pieces before we roll out. Does that answer, Tammy?
Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
so so
Yep.
Alanda, if you go to our website, Alanda has already developed a landing page for this project. We're creating resource pages, and that's where we can begin to add the meditation videos, the tapping videos, the affirmation video, different things, so that this aging population can go here and get this, information that they need by just us telling them to, oh, go to here, or go to there, or let me share this with you. That's the whole idea of having this library of Ignite Your Soul connection.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times I've shared Samir's video with people, Dr. Tammy's video with people. You know what I'm saying? Here, you need to know more about nutrition and fasting and detox. Here, listen to this.
Yes.
So we have resources, and it's just a matter of us putting it in a platform where people can easily release it. So with that being said, let's think about, when is the next time that we want to meet? Now, I think that we should meet monthly. So do you guys want to meet again? And now, does a Sunday morning work for anybody? Because in July, we're actually doing ACEs for children on Saturday mornings. That's a project that UShares is committed to. So we're going to start doing that in July. So can we do, you want to do Sunday, July 28th for our phase 2?
I
Morning.
think that'd be perfect. I'll be back from Mexico then.
Huh? Say what? Say what? Now,
Yeah,
this means
yeah, I was gonna
that
say Sunday is good for me.
this means that you need to be getting with your people and creating your ideas so that you can deliver. Okay, and I'm gonna post this video to the group. And I'm going to, for those who did not come, I'm going to let you know, you got to pick a team. You know, those of you are here will probably become the team leads just because, right? But you know, we have to have mentors in each group, so that's just it. You know, everybody is not going to come straight up. What was that, Dr. Tammy?
I was just gonna say, Musha, so will you then, because I don't know who all is gonna participate in this, but say for example, you know, you've written down as far as those who are on the call,
Yes.
what areas
Yeah.
we're interested in. So you will let us know who, because I know obviously Dr. Fain and I right now for retirement, and Teresa, you know, we know the three of us, but you'll let us know who else.
Who else?
You know,
Absolutely.
who's
And
not
yeah, right. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably go ahead and create a separate group for us now that we did this. I'm
Okay.
still going to post this in the main group, right?
Mhm.
And then we'll matriculate over to our own separate group to be in communication.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you guys have been fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, I just love the work that we do.
This is
I
so
love that we
good.
take time,
Yes.
you know, and Alanda, the fact that you are here this morning after such a, guys, give her a round of applause for this past week on
Yeah.
Ignite Your Soul Connection, because she did the
Yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
did
That
the
was
damn
wonderful.
thing. And I'm telling you, it was just
Yeah.
like, wow. You know,
Yeah.
it felt so rich, and people were like, "Oh, those videos are so professional." And that I said, "That's
Coach
Alanda." That's
Amanda.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Now don't
Coach
get me
Amanda.
wrong. She make me work. Auntie, where's this? Auntie, where's that?
I know she just
That's why I suggested last night, we need to start tapping into our coaches that can do voiceovers, right? We send them a script because our sir Greg said he'll do it. So I know he was fine. He said he would do it.
Ron said he would do it.
Ron, yeah. So we need a library. So the resource page is where our booklet is, but we want to have a resource page for access to other offerings, or you need you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of generating stuff, right? Generating for us. So I'm just thinking that the resource page, if we do video or a audio description of a course, you know, they can click on it. I don't know. I would just think, this is in my head, but
okay.
this has been,
I can hear what you're saying,
zone.
but that would be for the coaching team.
Yes, for the coaches, not anybody else, but for the coaches, because I'm just thinking of a whole bunch of stuff, and it's pushing me past my comfort zone, because this is really what I wanted to do. But it's like, now I got to train up. Now it's time for us to train other people, because you know, so
we got to train other people. Absolutely.
Right. So having Marshawn do it this week, and then when you got me, I was like, what? He didn't do what? And so I was like, wait.
But you were calmer than that. You were more right. And then I had to tell him, because this is just how young people are. They think, oh, I can do this and this at the same time. No, that's not excellence.
Yes.
There's no multitasking.
Yes.
You know, they've taught us, and that's why people got ADHD, because they think I can do this and this and this and still get it done. No, something is going to suffer. So for one night, we did not have that video come up.
Yeah.
One night.
Yeah. So when I did that, I'm like, what? And I'm like, no, we need to allow this to happen.
Absolutely.
So we can now come back, and
it didn't do any harm.
Yep. Yeah. Everything got to be on point. Everything. So then, because he's gonna have to train somebody else, right?
Absolutely.
This is all about, because the production team is going to be more than just he and I
and
MJ. Yeah. You know, we need a whole production team that can be on standby, and eventually when we do start generating money, we can actually pay people like, okay, these are projects coming up for the year. we need, you know, and so
Absolutely.
this is
You know,
what
it
we're
was
doing.
so interesting. And maybe we need to have a meditation group around this. Even though we did that Cash App, one person sent in something all week. And that was a friend of mine.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, I know everybody is just pouring into you. And that I said, And then even when I asked people about the book, only 7 coaches pre-ordered my book. And I was like,
Oh yeah, I forgot I got to do. Oh yeah,
I ain't
forgot.
worried about you. No,
Oh, okay.
Alanda, I ain't talking about you.
I have intentions in doing it. Right.
I'm not even talking about Dr. Tammy, because if 2 people have fed into this work, it has been the 2 of you for sure. Tammy did put so many people on to coaching. It's, you know.
I ordered my book.
You ordered your book.
I got my book.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. I want to order it so I can get it. I wanted to order it for myself. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, because
I'm just saying that.
I get it.
And you know, and I remember Timothy saying this to me a long time ago. He said, Moot, why don't the coaches take care of you? And I said, the coaches don't have to take care of me. I said, but this is a community.
Mm-hmm.
This is a community. And this is, I'm going to give my gifts regardless.
Yeah.
Because this is part of the mission.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when people get in trouble, who do they call?
They call you.
Yeah. And I'm not going to not answer. I'm going to answer.
But let me say this, Shemsu, because I'm going to tell you, I get this. I see the reason why some of us as coaches, and I'll put myself in this, that we have not elevated past a certain level is because we don't understand the exchange of energy.
Yeah.
So it can't be just you pouring into us and we not giving back. I hope you all can hear me on this. It can't be, because what are we getting if we are not sowing into you? You can sow into us, but if we're not flowing and exchanging to you, to other people, we become stagnant. And I'm not judging, but I will say that some coaches are struggling right now because they just have not gotten that concept of exchange, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that they will come up at a certain point because we are where we are in our journey. But if you are not understanding the importance of sowing into the very person, the very source of all of this great information and knowledge that has elevated us, even if you only did the work in the class, you were elevated from when you started. Right? Now, it's your choice. If you
that's a good point. That's right. Because how, you know, I had coaches early on that took my class, and then I do have nothing to do with me, but they're out there calling themselves coaches. And again, not Ella. And it's like, you know, really the point is that you want to keep it going. Even, it's not always about the monetary. You know, it is about how do you share? How do you let people know? People literally take my stuff and act like it's theirs and act like they didn't come through this. It's very interesting to watch.
It's collecting. You know what? They're collecting. Let me tell you, and I realized this when I created my organization for small businesses, for Black-owned businesses, right? So the very first year, everybody was on board doing all of this stuff, and I, you know, we had appointed a president, invited all this kind of stuff, and then I had to scrap it because everything was about, okay, just look at me. And then the second year, same thing. And so what I got from doing all of these different things, like I said, I'm taking a year off of my expo for a reason, because people rather collect credentials than actually apply what they've learned or apply or create what's in them. I would collect, people talk about they'll talk about all the degrees they got and all this, and they're collecting credentials. And the reason why is me and me and her separated, because she was more so into this energy of, I have a master's degree in this and master's degree in that, and I don't understand why I'm not on panels, and they calling and now directly saying it to me. It was the same thing. And I said, I don't get into collecting credentials. I can spout out all the credentials I have, but who am I if I didn't have it? And like everything I have, I apply it. And if I don't apply it, I'm not going to tell anybody about it. Like I don't talk about my bachelor's degree, because to me, it don't even worth anything. For when I owe them money, so they won't send me my. However, the point is, I still sat in the class, but I already had the knowledge that I applied. So everybody collected credentials. So right now, this is just a credential collection.
I can see
And
that.
so the people that are here 10 toes down with you totally understand the vision. So very few visionaries are going to have people supporting it, because they totally get what it takes. Everybody else, they just here to collect credentials. That's pretty much it.
I'm glad you said that, because you know, some last night I went to sleep with the biggest smile on my face. And I said, you know, thank you, universe, that I listen when you speak, that I share. And thank you for Miss Leggett for literally seeing something in me that I didn't see. I had no idea. Nobody else had seen it, but she knew that she had to get me out of Chicago. She literally said, if I don't get you out of Chicago, you're going to die.
That is awesome.
I mean, and you know, at 18, listening to her say that, I didn't get that. I just felt bad that my family hadn't shown up to my graduation.
My daughter, Cece experienced it. I told her your story. Do you know? She said, Mommy, I never knew that. I said, how would you know it? I said, because everybody talk about themselves. Nobody's going to sit up and tell you really. And I told her the history, and I told her what happened and why she, because she said, I'm so glad I just visited back in Chicago. She said, I don't want to move back. I don't want to. She said, everybody is doing the same thing. And she's like, I don't want that. I said, congratulations. I said, you are on.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what we are. We're to pull forward. So, you know, this is what it's like to be, pioneers. And, you know, all of us are pioneers in our families.
Yes.
And we're pioneers in our communities. And now we're pioneers globally.
Yep.
Dr. Tammy. Okay.
Yes.
Out there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Out there. So again, all right. Thank you all. And thank you for letting me say that. Because I was just like,
thank you. I got to plug my laptop up now. Thank you.
All right.
So
well, that's it. Yeah, I'll put this in the group.
Okay.
Well, so the last Sunday in July.
I have it as the 28th. So July 28th. And it still needs to be at 9 your time, 10 my time. Okay.
9 my time is 8. That'd be 8 Tammy's time.
Yeah.
No, Tammy's on.
No, Tammy is an hour behind me.
No, I'm on Mountain.
Oh, that's why that messed that up. I thought you were on Eastern time.
Oh, okay. She's on. Okay. Yeah, she and Liz and Dr. Payne. I think Dr. Payne.
No, Dr. Payne is on Western time. She's 7.
So she's
7
2 hours
her.
behind. Okay, she's an hour behind Tammy. Yeah, she's in. Okay.
Nevada is okay.
Pacific.
Nevada
Pacific.
Of it. Yeah.
Because when she got on, she said it's 7 o'clock for me. I said, baby, thank you. And you the first one here.
That's so awesome.
I love our team.
Okay.
I love our people. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
I was biking this morning. I said I was biking this morning. I was getting my bike ride on before I got here.
Dr. Tammy, I'm going to get me a bike. Me and Rute had talked about it. And when I saw your bike, I said, I'm getting me a bike. I'm going to get me a bike because his house is a mile from me. And I haven't walked it yet. I said, but I can bike it. But I can walk to Trader Joe's, but it's a big street across. But I have another store that I can walk to that's 0.9 miles. So I walk to that store with my backpack and my bag. They'd be like, look at where's she going?
I'm gonna say it'll take you about 20 minutes to walk that mile. It'll take you about 20 minutes to walk it. It'll take you about 9 to 10 minutes to bike it.
That's what I did last year.
I get my groceries.
I did that last week in Cedar Rapids, and we in a conference, and my hotel is a mile away from the where everything was. And as I'm walking, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to walk. It was hot, but I'm like, I'm walking it, and I walked back. But then I took the shuttle the next day because I would be carrying my laptop and everything. But
Right.
I get my walking in every day anyway. So I did a mile there and a mile back. And then
Yeah.
I went on an adventure because there wasn't any stores nearby. I wanted to get some more water. And I walked to the store and it was a mile away from the hotel. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll be walking another mile today. It was actually a mile and a half.
It's only 20 minutes. Oh, it's a mile and a half.
It was a mile and a half.
Right? We should be getting an hour in anyway. Right?
Yes,
Like exercise.
absolutely. In the sun, Dr. Tammy,
And-
absolutely.
And so I've been just
Yeah.
letting you know, I've been pushed past my comfort zone, and the health part, I am all in, because now this is my like last part of me coming together. The health, you know, my body, fitness,
That's beautiful.
all of this is starting
It
to
is.
like,
I listen. I've been amazed watching you, and I've been pouring libation to your mama. She's been thanking me. Your mama been thanking me. Your mother has been thanking me.
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Because I thank you.
It's
Like,
showing
oh my God. Like I'm telling you, this has been amazing. And everybody I think about, and I'm like, these people are crazy. You know, I'm thinking about my family. Like, how can you not want to be a part of this? Like, this is awesome, right?
Include my kids. I can't get my kids to be a part of it either.
You know what?
But I want y'all to go and look at Zakur's videos on Instagram.
I have. I shared them.
He's having too much fun in Italy, Tammy.
Yeah,
He
yes,
over
he
there.
is.
Is he?
He over there
He got
in
a new
Paris.
album out. He got
What's
new
his
music out.
Instagram?
Forever Band.
What's his Instagram name?
Forever Band. One word. Forever
Band.
BAND.
_ Black
Okay.
Women Matter.
Black Women Matter. _ Black Women Matter. Yeah. As he twerks on the girl.
I love that. That's his Instagram.
That's his Instagram, Forever Band _ Black Women Matter. As he's twerking on the when I saw that video, I'm like, oh, I'm clutching my pearls like, Jesus. Like, don't you know you got your elders watching this, boy?
No, listen. Listen, we need to be twerking to keep our hips in shape.
Yes,
Your
we
hips
do.
and thighs is what keeps you alive. Hips and thighs
That's
keep
true.
you alive.
That's true.
It may be slow motion. It may not be able to go as fast.
Baby, I put that house music. I had that house music on this morning. I was on Frankie Knuckles this morning. I was jamming, baby.
Okay.
I put that house music on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Come on now.
That's it.
All right, y'all. I love you.
All right, love
I gotta
you
go play with my
guys. See
grandbabies
you all.
now.
Have a great
Love you.
All right.
weekend.
See you later. Okay.
All right.
I'll put this in
Okay,
the
have
group.
fun, y'all. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. All right.